Born in 1946 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Steven Spielberg grew up in a Jewish family that valued creativity and storytelling. His father, Arnold Spielberg, was an electrical engineer, while his mother, Leah Adler, was a concert pianist. This blend of technical and artistic influence shaped Spielberg's early interests. As a child, he often made home movies using his father's 8mm camera, showcasing his passion for filmmaking from a young age. Moving to Phoenix, Arizona, Spielberg faced challenges, including bullying, which fueled his desire to escape into the world of film. He found solace in movies, often watching them at local theaters. His early exposure to classic films and directors like Alfred Hitchcock and John Ford inspired him to pursue a career in cinema. During his teenage years, Spielberg had a pivotal experience when he interned at Universal Studios. There, he met influential figures like director Irvin Kershner and producer Sid Sheinberg, who recognized his talent and encouraged him. These mentors played a crucial role in shaping his vision and ambition, guiding him as he transitioned from short films to feature-length projects. As he honed his craft, Spielberg's unique storytelling style began to emerge, blending adventure, emotion, and a sense of wonder. His upbringing, combined with the support of mentors, laid the foundation for a remarkable career that would change the landscape of filmmaking forever. When you think of movies, you might think of Steven Spielberg. He is one of the most famous producers and directors in Hollywood. He has made many classic films that people love, like E.T., The Extraterrestrial, Jurassic Park, and Schindler's List. His work has shaped the way we see movies today. When was the first time you recognized producer Steven Spielberg? Was it during a thrilling scene in one of his films? Or maybe when you heard his name mentioned? Many people have special memories tied to his movies. What is your most cherished memory or personal experience related to this classic star? We would love to hear your stories and memories in the comments below. Keep watching this video because there are many funny, shocking, and sad facts about Steven Spielberg coming up that you won't want to miss. As a young boy, Steven Spielberg found his passion for filmmaking during a family trip to the movie theater. He was captivated by the magic of storytelling on the big screen. One pivotal moment came when he made his first short film using his father's 8mm camera. He gathered his friends and created a war movie, complete with toy soldiers and dramatic sound effects. This experience ignited a spark in him, showing how powerful images and stories could be. Later, while attending high school, he landed an internship at Universal Studios. There, he had the chance to observe professionals at work, which deepened his desire to create films. He even directed a short film that caught the attention of studio executives. This early recognition fueled his ambition, leading him to pursue a career in filmmaking. Each of these experiences built upon the last, shaping his vision and determination to tell stories that resonate with audiences around the world. Steven Spielberg is a name that resonates deeply in the world of film. He is celebrated for his remarkable ability to tell stories that connect with audiences of all ages. His films often blend adventure, emotion, and imagination, making them timeless classics. Spielberg's work has shaped the landscape of modern cinema, introducing groundbreaking techniques and narratives that have influenced countless filmmakers. From early hits like Jaws to the heartwarming E.T. the Extraterrestrial, he has a unique talent for creating memorable characters and gripping plots. His films often explore themes of friendship, courage, and the human experience, making them relatable and impactful. Spielberg's ability to adapt to different genres, from science fiction to historical dramas, showcases his versatility as a director. Moreover, his collaboration with talented actors and crew members has resulted in some of the most iconic films in history. Spielberg's dedication to storytelling and innovation has earned him numerous awards and accolades, solidifying his place as a cinematic legend. His influence continues to inspire new generations of filmmakers and audiences alike. Facing numerous challenges early in his career, Steven Spielberg encountered financial struggles that could have derailed his dreams. As a young filmmaker, he often worked with limited budgets, which forced him to be resourceful. He learned to maximize every dollar, using creative techniques to achieve impressive visuals without expensive equipment. Industry skepticism was another hurdle. Many in Hollywood doubted his talent, viewing him as just another aspiring director. Instead of giving up, Spielberg used this doubt as motivation. He focused on storytelling, crafting compelling narratives that would eventually capture audiences' hearts. His early work, like Duel, showcased his ability to create tension and excitement, proving his critics wrong. Spielberg also took risks, experimenting with different genres and styles, which helped him stand out. By building strong relationships with actors and crew, he created a collaborative environment that fostered creativity. Through resilience and innovative thinking, Spielberg transformed obstacles into stepping stones, paving the way for a legendary career. An iconic shooting star shot is often associated with Steven Spielberg, symbolizing his impact on cinema. When Michael Crichton wrote his novel, his agent circulated it to 6 studios and directors. Warner Brothers wanted Tim Burton, while Columbia Pictures considered Richard Donner. 20th Century Fox aimed for Joe Dante, but Universal Pictures had its sights set on Spielberg. Crichton did not want a bidding war, so he instructed his agents to set a price for the film rights. After meeting with all the directors, he chose to sell the rights to Universal and Spielberg, who was his first choice. In Jaws, Spielberg faced challenges with his cast. Robert Shaw, a respected actor, struggled with alcohol, which created tension on set. Roy Scheider later described Shaw as a gentleman when sober but competitive when drinking. Carl Gottlieb's book, The Jaws Log, recounts an incident where Shaw wished to quit drinking, only for Richard Dreyfuss to throw his drink into the ocean. During the USS Indianapolis scene, Shaw attempted to perform while intoxicated, but the take was unusable. Later, he called Spielberg to ask for another chance. The next day, Shaw delivered a powerful performance in one take. Starting with Jaws, Spielberg changed the film industry forever. This 1975 thriller not only became a massive box office hit, but also established the summer blockbuster. Critics praised its suspense and innovative marketing, and peers like George Lucas recognized its impact on how films were released. Following this, Close Encounters of the Third Kind showcased Spielberg's ability to blend science fiction with human emotion, earning him critical acclaim and solidifying his status as a visionary director. In 1982, E.T., the Extraterrestrial, became a cultural phenomenon, touching hearts worldwide. Collaborators noted how Spielberg captured childhood wonder, and the film's success further demonstrated his unique storytelling ability. The Academy Award for Schindler's List in 1994 marked another turning point, as it showcased his talent for tackling serious subjects. Critics hailed it as a masterpiece, and it won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Spielberg's peers, including Martin Scorsese, acknowledged the film's profound impact on cinema and history. With Saving Private Ryan, Spielberg redefined war films, bringing realism to the screen. The opening D-Day scene is often cited as one of the most powerful in film history. His ability to evoke emotion and convey complex themes earned him respect from both audiences and critics alike. Collaborators often speak of his dedication to authenticity and storytelling, which continues to inspire filmmakers today. Each of these moments not only marked significant achievements in Spielberg's career, but also left a lasting legacy on the film industry and its future. In Something Evil, Steven Spielberg made a brief appearance as a party guest. Despite his fame, this film has never been released on home video in the US, making it less accessible to fans. In The Lost World: Jurassic Park, Spielberg appeared as a popcorn-eating man. The character Lewis Dodgson, who had a larger role in the book, was cut from the film. This decision was part of Spielberg's approach to streamline the story for the screen. Interestingly, this film is one of the few in Spielberg's career that does not feature music by John Williams, his longtime collaborator. This absence of Williams' score marks a notable difference in the film's overall feel. Spielberg's choices in these projects reflect his unique vision and willingness to take risks, even when it means departing from established patterns. His work continues to influence filmmakers and entertain audiences around the world. From the very beginning of his career, Steven Spielberg has shown a unique ability to blend personal experiences with universal themes. His childhood, marked by a fascination with storytelling and a love for film, deeply influences his work. Spielberg often draws from his own life, using elements of nostalgia, fear, and wonder to create relatable characters and compelling narratives. His films frequently explore themes of family, friendship, and the struggle between good and evil, reflecting his belief in the power of human connection. In his creative process, Spielberg is known for his meticulous attention to detail and his collaborative spirit. He often works closely with writers, actors, and crew members, fostering an environment where ideas can flourish. This collaborative approach allows him to weave together diverse perspectives, enriching the storytelling experience. Spielberg's use of visual storytelling is also noteworthy. He employs innovative camera techniques and editing styles to evoke emotion and enhance the narrative. Moreover, his worldview, shaped by historical events and personal challenges, often finds its way into his films. For instance, his works like Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan reflect his deep respect for history and the human experience during times of conflict. Spielberg's ability to tackle complex subjects with sensitivity and insight sets him apart in the film industry. His films resonate with audiences because they not only entertain, but also provoke thought and inspire empathy. Through his artistic vision and process, Spielberg continues to leave a lasting impact on cinema and storytelling. Difficult personal relationships have been a significant part of Steven Spielberg's life. He faced challenges in his family, especially with his parents. His parents divorced when he was young, which affected him deeply. This experience shaped his views on relationships and family. Spielberg often explored themes of family and connection in his films, reflecting his own struggles. In addition to family issues, Spielberg dealt with feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. Despite his success, he sometimes questioned his abilities as a filmmaker. This internal conflict pushed him to work harder and strive for excellence. He also faced criticism from peers and the industry, which added to his struggles. Moreover, Spielberg's relationships with collaborators have not always been easy. Creative differences can lead to tension on set. He learned to navigate these challenges by focusing on communication and compromise. These experiences have influenced his storytelling, making his films resonate with audiences. Through these personal and professional struggles, Spielberg has shown resilience. His ability to confront and reflect on his experiences has contributed to his success as a filmmaker. Throughout his career, Steven Spielberg has profoundly shaped the film industry, influencing trends, techniques, and storytelling. His ability to blend genres has set a standard for filmmakers. Spielberg's work in adventure films, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, introduced a new style of action that combined humor and heart, inspiring countless directors. His use of special effects in Jurassic Park revolutionized the industry, showcasing how technology could enhance storytelling. Industry experts often cite his knack for creating relatable characters and emotional depth as a key factor in his success. Filmmaker J.J. Abrams has mentioned how Spielberg's films taught him the importance of wonder and imagination in storytelling. Spielberg's focus on human experiences, even in fantastical settings, has encouraged a generation of filmmakers to prioritize character-driven narratives. His influence extends beyond his films, as he has nurtured new talent through his production company, DreamWorks, fostering innovation and creativity in the industry. Steven Spielberg originally wanted Sir Richard Attenborough to play Toodles in his film. However, Attenborough declined the role because he was busy directing Chaplin at that time. Later, Spielberg cast him as Dr. John Hammond in Jurassic Park and its sequel, The Lost World: Jurassic Park. This collaboration became one of the most memorable in Spielberg's career. Spielberg and Attenborough's partnership showcased their mutual respect and talent in filmmaking. In addition, Spielberg attended California State University, Long Beach, the same college as Frank Miranda. This connection highlights the shared background of many filmmakers and actors in the industry. 2 years after their initial meeting, Joe Pantoliano worked with Spielberg on Empire of the Sun. This film further established Spielberg's reputation for creating powerful stories that resonate with audiences. Pantoliano's role in the film added depth to the narrative, showcasing Spielberg's ability to bring together diverse talents for his projects. Outside of his professional life, Steven Spielberg is known for his deep commitment to family and community. He often spends time with his children, sharing his love for storytelling and creativity. His personal values, such as empathy and understanding, shine through in his films, which often explore themes of human connection and resilience. Spielberg has a passion for history, particularly the Holocaust, which has influenced his work, notably in films like Schindler's List. This connection to history drives his philanthropic efforts, as he founded the Shoah Foundation to document and preserve the testimonies of Holocaust survivors. He also supports various educational initiatives, believing in the power of storytelling to inspire future generations. His love for the arts extends to supporting film education and preservation, ensuring that young filmmakers have the resources they need to tell their stories. Spielberg's personal interests and values not only shape his films, but also guide his efforts to make a positive impact in the world. After working closely with executive producer Steven Spielberg on Gremlins, Chris Columbus collaborated with him on 2 more films. The Goonies, released in 1985, was based on an idea from Spielberg, while the other film was Columbus's own concept. This partnership lasted 2 years and resulted in 3 movies. In another instance, Schindler's List features a scene where Oskar Schindler meets Paul Dick Pfefferberg while searching for black market goods. Their introduction came through Pfefferberg's mother, who had decorated Schindler's apartment in Krakow. Years later, Pfefferberg reached out to Spielberg by contacting his mother, trying to persuade him to adapt the book into a film shortly after its publication in 1982. Spielberg's early career included his role as an Amity Point life station worker in Jaws. The film's unexpected success led Hollywood to credit veteran editor Verna Fields for its impact, overshadowing the young Spielberg. He learned a lot from Fields but wanted to establish his own identity in the industry. After Jaws, Spielberg made only 3 films until Fields' death. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1941, and Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Reflecting on the legacy of Steven Spielberg, one sees a profound impact on the film industry. His storytelling has shaped how movies are made and experienced. Spielberg's ability to blend adventure, emotion, and innovation has set a standard for filmmakers. He has introduced audiences to unforgettable characters and groundbreaking techniques, influencing generations of directors and writers. His work spans various genres, from thrilling blockbusters to poignant dramas, showcasing his versatility and creativity. As he looks to the future, Spielberg envisions continuing to push boundaries, exploring new technologies and storytelling methods. He believes in the power of film to connect people and inspire change. For aspiring professionals, his advice is clear: stay true to your vision, embrace collaboration, and never stop learning. He emphasizes the importance of passion and perseverance in the face of challenges. By nurturing creativity and being open to new ideas, future filmmakers can leave their mark on the industry, just as he has. The time machine in the film went through many changes. In the first draft, it was a laser device in a room. At the end of that draft, it was attached to a refrigerator and taken to an atomic bomb test. Robert Zemeckis later said he and Steven Spielberg decided against this idea because they did not want children climbing into refrigerators and getting stuck. The design changed to the DeLorean, which looked more like a spaceship, fitting the spaceman from Pluto joke. The atomic bomb test scene was removed to save money. By the third draft, the DeLorean was the time machine, but it still needed to drive into an atomic bomb test to send Marty back to the future. In Jaws, Spielberg had a small role as an Amity Point life station worker. Richard D. Zanuck and David Brown, who had worked with Robert Shaw on The Sting, recommended him to Spielberg. During a busy tourist scene, the song The Entertainer plays, which was also the theme for The Sting. Warner Brothers initially would not let Zemeckis direct because of a policy against first-time directors. After Brian De Palma's film failed, Spielberg intervened and helped Zemeckis get the film released through Universal, which gave him the go-ahead. From his early days as a young filmmaker, Steven Spielberg's passion for storytelling shone brightly. He began making short films as a child, capturing the imagination of those around him. As he grew, his innovative spirit led him to create groundbreaking films that changed the landscape of cinema. With classics like Jaws, E.T., and Jurassic Park, he pushed the boundaries of special effects and narrative techniques, captivating audiences worldwide. His ability to blend adventure, emotion, and suspense has made his films timeless. Spielberg's work has not only entertained millions, but has also inspired countless filmmakers to pursue their dreams. His commitment to storytelling and his willingness to take risks have left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Through his journey, he has shown that creativity and perseverance can lead to extraordinary achievements. The power of imagination, combined with hard work, can transform visions into reality, reminding us all of the magic that lies within the art of filmmaking. Although Steven Spielberg wanted Dennis Weaver from the beginning, Weaver was not signed until the evening before shooting was set to start. This last-minute decision shows Spielberg's commitment to casting the right actor for the role. While filming, Spielberg told John Goodman that he would make the perfect Fred Flintstone. This comment turned out to be prophetic, as Goodman later played Fred Flintstone in the 1994 film The Flintstones. Spielberg's influence on actors often leads to significant career opportunities. As of 2018, the only film produced and directed by Spielberg to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards is Schindler's List. This film is a powerful portrayal of the Holocaust and showcases Spielberg's ability to tackle serious subjects. His work has had a lasting impact on the film industry, shaping the careers of many actors and influencing countless filmmakers. Spielberg's legacy continues to grow as he creates films that resonate with audiences around the world. In the film, Mr. DNA appears around 25 minutes in. This character is part of the storytelling that helps explain the science behind the dinosaurs. At about 1 hour and 12 minutes, the film includes Easter eggs related to Gremlins, a movie from 1984. Steven Spielberg was an executive producer for Gremlins, while Chris Columbus wrote the script. One Easter egg occurs when Chunk calls the police, and the officer mentions a prank about creatures that multiply when water is thrown on them. Another Easter egg is a Gremlins action figure pack seen in Mikey's room, connecting the two films. In a scene where Barry looks out the window and shouts "toys," upon seeing UFOs, Spielberg used a toy car behind the camera to elicit Barry's reaction. This technique shows Spielberg's creativity in engaging the audience and enhancing the film's emotional impact. His attention to detail and playful references contribute to the overall experience of the movie. Claire Danes was once considered for a role by Steven Spielberg, but she declined the offer because he could not provide her with tutoring on set. The specific role she was considered for remains unknown. In another instance, Spielberg had a unique casting experience while making Jaws. Carla Ramp, a local artist, was cast as the girl who warns others about the shark entering a pond. Her casting was accidental. Initially, she turned down a chance to be an extra in a street scene. However, after starting to date a crew member, she found herself on set during the pond scene. Spielberg approached her to play the girl, and she agreed on the condition that her artwork could be displayed. Dressed in her everyday clothes, she stepped away from her easel to yell, "Shah!" Unfortunately, she later learned that the footage of her artwork did not make it into the final cut. This film also marked the first collaboration between Spielberg and his editor Michael Kahn, setting the stage for a long partnership in filmmaking. Although George Lucas has decided to shoot all his future films digitally, Spielberg strongly supports shooting on film. He believes that film has a unique quality that digital cannot replicate. Other directors like Martin Scorsese and Oliver Stone share his view. They argue that film provides a certain texture and depth that enhances storytelling. Spielberg's commitment to film reflects his respect for traditional filmmaking techniques. In his personal life, Spielberg's son, Max Spielberg, was born on June 13, 1985, to his then-wife, Amy Irving. This event marked an important moment in Spielberg's life, adding to his family and personal experiences that often influence his work. In his career, Spielberg made a notable decision regarding casting. He cast Catherine Zeta-Jones in The Terminal, released in 2004, even though he had taken his name off a previous film. This choice shows his ability to recognize talent and work with actors who can bring characters to life, regardless of past decisions. Spielberg's influence in both film and personal life continues to shape the industry and inspire future filmmakers. After a film failed to perform well at the box office, John Belushi was seen in Los Angeles wearing a t-shirt that read Steven Spielberg, 1946-1941. This moment highlighted the public's fascination with Spielberg, who has had a significant impact on the film industry. In his work, Spielberg aimed to portray dinosaurs as real animals rather than monsters. For the film, paleontologists like Jack Horner and Robert Bakker were consulted to ensure accuracy. Horner even rejected the idea of giving raptors snake tongues, as it conflicted with the theory that they are related to birds. In another project, Spielberg chose to shoot the film in chronological order. This decision was made to capture genuine emotional responses from the actors, especially during the scene where E.T. departs. The actors' reactions in that moment were authentic, as they experienced the story unfolding in real time. Spielberg's methods often focus on creating a true connection between the audience and the characters, making his films memorable and impactful. John Williams composed the music for many of Steven Spielberg's films, creating memorable scores that enhance the storytelling. In Jaws, Spielberg made a cameo as an Amity Point life station worker. He often viewed Jurassic Park as a sequel to Jaws, but set on land. While both films feature creatures, Jaws focused more on character development, whereas Jurassic Park emphasized the dinosaurs as the main attraction, often sidelining. In Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the tuba player Jim Self provided the musical voice of the mothership during the climactic scene at Devil's Tower. Spielberg and Williams chose the tuba for its unique sound, which added a human quality to the aliens. This choice helped to create a connection between the audience and the extraterrestrial beings, making them feel more relatable. The combination of Spielberg's direction and Williams' music has left a lasting impact on film, showcasing their collaborative strength in storytelling. When George Lucas's film was about to open, he took a vacation to Hawaii to avoid the excitement. He was joined by Steven Spielberg. As they relaxed, Lucas learned that his film was going to be a hit. This allowed him to talk freely with Spielberg. During their time together, Spielberg shared his dream of directing a James Bond film. Lucas suggested a better idea, an adventure movie called Raiders of the Lost Ark. This conversation took place while they built a sand castle. After their trip, they collaborated with Lawrence Kasdan to develop the script. In Spielberg's films, there are often small details that connect to his interests. For example, in one scene, a character wears a belt with 7 on it and listens to the James Bond theme. This shows Spielberg's admiration for the iconic franchise. In a unique approach to filmmaking, Spielberg worked with composer John Williams. They created the film's score before editing the movie. Spielberg edited the film to match the music, which is the opposite of the usual process. Both Spielberg and Williams believe this method gave the film a special lyrical quality. In 2015, Steven Spielberg founded Amblin Partners, collaborating with Reliance, Entertainment One, and Participant Media. This partnership aimed to produce and distribute films and television shows. In November 2007, Spielberg's work reached a new milestone with the release of the Blu-ray Ultimate Edition, marking the first time one of his films was available in high definition. This advancement in technology allowed fans to experience his films in a clearer format. Regarding his film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Spielberg expressed dissatisfaction with the movie in 1989. He described it as too dark and horrific, stating it outpoltered Poltergeist. He considered Temple of Doom his least favorite of the trilogy. Despite his criticism, he acknowledged a significant personal gain from the project, as it led him to meet Kate Capshaw, whom he later married. This connection became a silver lining in his experience with the film, highlighting how personal relationships can emerge from professional endeavors. In Gremlins, Steven Spielberg made a brief appearance as a man in an electric wheelchair. The film features John Louis as a Chinese boy wearing a New York Yankees hat. Interestingly, Ke Huy Quan, who played Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, also wore a Yankees hat and is of Chinese descent. Both films were released in 1984 and share a connection to Spielberg. Spielberg's vision for the mothership in Close Encounters of the Third Kind started as a massive black object that blocked out the sky and shone light from below. Over time, this idea changed into the bright and less intimidating design seen in the final film. One influence on this design came from an oil refinery Spielberg observed while filming in India. The refinery was filled with pipes, tubes, and lights, which inspired the look of the ship. Additionally, while driving in the hills of Los Angeles, he looked down at the city lights, which helped shape the final appearance of the ship. Jerry Goldsmith, the composer, noted that he only collaborated with Spielberg to create the original soundtrack for Close Encounters. Their partnership resulted in a memorable score that enhanced the film's impact. He is of Hungarian descent, which explains his surname, coming from the Austrian city where his ancestors lived. In the film Jaws, Steven Spielberg took on a small role as an Amity Point life station worker. Interestingly, Bodhi's dog in the movie was actually Spielberg's real dog, Elma. Spielberg's attention to detail is notable in his films. He became obsessive about achieving realism, especially in portraying the daily life of the characters Gillian, Guyler, and the Neary family. This dedication can be seen in small details, such as Ronnie Neary's closet. The clothes hangers in that closet are of different shapes, sizes, and colors. This reflects how working or middle-class families often do not buy all the hangers they need at once due to financial constraints. Spielberg's focus on these details adds depth to his storytelling and makes the characters' lives feel more authentic. His commitment to realism has influenced many filmmakers and continues to resonate with audiences. Jack Nicholson once mentioned that Stanley Kubrick told Steven Spielberg his movie was great, but not funny. This comment highlights the diverse opinions filmmakers can have about each other's work. In 2018, Spielberg took a stand on social issues by donating $500,000 to the March for Our Lives protest, which advocated for gun control in the United States. His involvement showed his commitment to addressing important societal issues through action. In his film Jaws, Spielberg played the role of an Amity Point life station worker. He aimed to capture the underwater scenes in a way that resembled the experience of swimming. To achieve this, cinematographer Bill Butler developed new equipment for marine and underwater filming. This included a rig that stabilized the camera against the tide and a sealed, submersible camera box. These innovations allowed Spielberg to create a more immersive experience for the audience, showcasing his dedication to filmmaking and storytelling. Although Steven Spielberg supported Vilma Sigmund during their collaboration, Sigmund was not asked to shoot additional sequences after the crew left Alabama. He felt this decision was influenced by Julia Phillips and the studio. Sigmund filmed about 90% of a movie, but other parts, like the India sequence and the discovery of the lost Air Force Squadron, were shot by different cinematographers. William A. Fraker, Douglas Slocum, John A. Alonzo, and Laszlo Kovacs all contributed and received credit as additional directors of photography. This decision was seen as vindictive by Phillips, who admitted it. Spielberg had to drop out of directing Rain Man because he was already committed to Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. This film is notable as one of the few where Spielberg has a writing credit, showcasing his involvement beyond directing. His role in the project reflects his influence in shaping the story and visual style. In The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg made a memorable cameo as a popcorn-eating man. During a scene where Roland and Ajay discover an infant Tyrannosaurus Rex nest, actor Pete Postlethwaite was puzzled by the direction to wave his hands in front of his face. Spielberg clarified that industrial light and magic would add computer-generated flies in post-production. After filming, Spielberg praised Postlethwaite, calling him the best actor in the world. Following the success of Jurassic Park and Schindler's List, Spielberg took a 4-year break from directing before returning with The Lost World. In Jaws, Spielberg filmed a scene that was ultimately cut from the final version. This scene showed Brody's son in danger during a shark attack. A man intervened, saving the boy but getting caught by the shark. Spielberg decided the scene was too graphic and excluded it from the film. However, the making-of documentary for Jaws includes footage of this intense moment, showcasing Spielberg's decision-making process in editing. Filming the scene with John Belushi on the submarine happened after the audience reaction to the first previews, as noted by producer Bob Gale. Jerry Goldsmith's recording sessions for the film's score took place from February 28 to March 3, 1983. Each day focused on a different segment of the film, and Steven Spielberg attended most of these sessions. Joe Dante supervised the entire recording, stepping in for George Miller and John Landis, who were not involved in the film's post-production. This collaboration led to a strong friendship between Dante and Goldsmith, resulting in a partnership that lasted for 2 decades. When the film was set to be shown in the Philippines, censors decided to cut scenes of nudity and violence. Upon learning this, Spielberg insisted on pulling the film unless it was shown in its original form. Philippine President Fidel Ramos intervened, allowing the film to be screened without cuts. A similar situation arose in Malaysia, but without any intervention, leading to the film being banned there. When principal photography began again on May 16, 1976, the budget for the film had risen to $11 million. This increase happened as Steven Spielberg expanded his ideas for the project. Spielberg's vision often led to higher costs, reflecting his desire to create a compelling story. In another project, Spielberg appeared as the popcorn-eating man in the Lost World Jurassic Park. Initially, he planned to save the San Diego sequence for a third movie. However, he later changed his mind and included it in the second film. He realized he might not direct another installment in the franchise, so he wanted to use the sequence while he had the chance. The tagline, "An adventure 65 million years in the making," came from a joke Spielberg made about the mosquito trapped in amber for thousands of years before being discovered. This tagline captured the essence of the film and its connection to the prehistoric world. Spielberg's creativity and decision-making shaped the direction of his films, making them memorable. After being impressed by Ralph Fiennes' portrayal of T.E. Lawrence in A Dangerous Man, Lawrence After Arabia, Steven Spielberg chose him for the role of Amon Goeth in Schindler's List. Spielberg has long admired Sir David Lean's classic film, Lawrence of Arabia, which influenced his casting decisions. For the role of Roy Neary in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Spielberg considered several actors including Steve McQueen, Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, and Jack Nicholson. McQueen declined the role, stating he could not cry on film, which was a requirement for the character. In Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Spielberg made a deliberate choice to create a character that contrasted sharply with Marion Ravenwood from Raiders of the Lost Ark. To achieve this, Kate Capshaw dyed her brown hair blonde for the role of Brown. Willie, costume designer Anthony Powell, had a different vision, wanting the character to have red hair, but Spielberg's direction ultimately shaped the final look. The first cut of the film received strong praise from the crew and Warner Brothers executives. They were eager to release it, hoping it would be a major success like Gremlins, which was another collaboration between Joe Dante and Steven Spielberg. Despite its release on Independence Day weekend, the film had minimal advertising and ultimately underperformed at the box office. It opened on the same day as Tango and Cash, a film starring Sylvester Stallone, who had recently faced several flops outside of his well-known franchises. Many expected Spielberg's film to perform better due to his reputation. While it received slightly better reviews than Tango and Cash, its box office earnings were surprisingly low, disappointing many. In 1989, Spielberg directed one of the highest-grossing films, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but this film became one of his lowest-grossing projects at that time. Spielberg shot the film in continuity, which helped manage production costs as the entourage around the main characters grew. This approach also allowed the actors to develop their roles more deeply. Polish actor Andrzej Serin was a strong candidate for the role of Oskar Schindler in Spielberg's film. He traveled to Los Angeles to meet with Spielberg and producer Branko Lustig. Although he was nervous during the audition, Spielberg felt satisfied with his performance. Serin returned to Poland, believing he would get the part, but later learned that Liam Neeson had been chosen instead. Serin noted that Neeson's agents were more persuasive. He ended up playing a smaller role as a German officer. In The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Spielberg made a cameo as a popcorn-eating man. The filming of the Stegosaurus scenes involved transporting animatronics to Prairie Creek Redwood State Park in California. The juvenile animatronic was the only one filmed on location, as Spielberg and the team decided that using the adult animatronic could be dangerous due to its spiked tail. Most of the adult Stegosaurus shots were created using CGI, with the animatronic used only for close-ups. In Gremlins, Spielberg appeared as a man in an electric wheelchair. Actor Phoebe Cates mentioned that kissing Zach Galligan felt like kissing a brother. Galligan attributed his nervousness during the scene to Spielberg's visit to the set. Director Joe Dante recalled that Spielberg was mainly focused on ensuring that Gizmo was included in the shot. Carrie Guffey's performances impressed everyone on the set, leading to the nickname One Take Carry. He was so skilled that the crew often needed only 1 or 2 takes for his scenes. To celebrate this, director Steven Spielberg had a t-shirt made for him with the phrase printed on it. In another instance, Spielberg made a cameo as the popcorn-eating man in the Lost World Jurassic Park. His connection with Julianne Moore began when he saw her in The Fugitive, a film that also featured Ron Howard and Bruce Dern, both of whom had appeared in a television series. This series is notable for being the starting point for the careers of Bryce Dallas Howard and Laura Dern. While working on Jaws, Spielberg thought he faced the toughest production of his career. However, he later realized that making Close Encounters was even more challenging and costly. The experiences shaped his approach to filmmaking and his understanding of production difficulties. The first time Steven Spielberg directed in the UK was for the film The BFG. This marked a significant moment in his career as he took on a project based on Roald Dahl's beloved book. For this film, Spielberg collaborated with his regular production team, ensuring a familiar working environment. Alongside him, John Landis, George Miller, and Joe Dante also directed segments, each using their own teams. Spielberg and Landis served as producers for this independent project, which was financed by Warner Brothers. Richard Matheson was brought in to adapt and expand the 3 stories from the original series, adding depth to the narrative. In Jaws, Spielberg faced a challenge when casting Roy Scheider. He was initially hesitant about hiring Scheider because he worried that the actor might bring a tough persona to the role, similar to his character in The French Connection. Spielberg wanted to ensure that Scheider could portray the character of Chief Brody in a way that resonated with audiences, balancing strength with vulnerability. This decision was crucial in shaping the film's dynamic and its impact on viewers. In a biography, Steven Spielberg shared that Robert Duvall encouraged him to make Jaws. Spielberg initially offered Duvall the role of Brody, but Duvall declined, worried it might make him too famous. He expressed interest in playing Quint, but Spielberg felt he was too young for that part. 2 actors from Jaws, Wendy Jo Sperber and Mark McClure, later appeared in the Back to the Future trilogy, which was produced by Spielberg. Kevin Kline was also considered for the role of Matt Hooper. When Kline mentioned he knew someone who was an oceanographer, Spielberg responded that he wanted an actual oceanographer, not someone with a connection. This focus on authenticity was a key part of Spielberg's approach to casting and storytelling. His insistence on realism helped shape the film's impact and success. The choices made during the casting process contributed to the film's lasting legacy in cinema. When discussing Steven Spielberg's work and legacy, it is clear that he has had a profound impact on the film industry. His ability to tell stories that resonate with audiences of all ages is remarkable. From thrilling adventures like Jaws and E.T. to historical dramas such as Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, Spielberg has explored a wide range of genres. His films often blend emotion with entertainment, making them memorable and influential. Spielberg's innovative techniques, such as his use of special effects and storytelling methods, have set new standards in filmmaking. He has also been a mentor to many young filmmakers, helping to shape the future of cinema. His dedication to storytelling and his passion for the craft have inspired countless individuals. As we reflect on his contributions, we invite you to share your thoughts on his work and legacy in the comments. If you enjoy this content, please like, share, and subscribe for more discussions celebrating the creative spirits shaping entertainment.